Hello everybody, welcome to Mr. Dreaming is Believing Accessible Tech. Today we are going to continue the quick accesses. So we are going to bypass blocks. And what's really important in bypass block is content that repeats itself a lot. On this website, for example, is the header, but also the full menu that is able to bypass it very fast. So to test this, we need to start with just refreshing the page and starting tabbing. And what we really need to test is there a mechanism to skip to main content. So this is here. This is a hidden button that starts, and with that hidden button you can automatically skip to the main content, and that's what we want. If we continue tabbing from here, we are in the main content and we are not needing to go to the whole menu. So it is paused. We are going to instructions. And what's really important, if a widget has a label or instructions, it should be programmatically determinable. So let's click on the visual helper. I mean, also here is what's really important. For example, the button here, the menu here, what you are seeing, it should be visible in the code what is happening. So not only with the eye, but also so hard coded in the code. And here you are seeing the accessible name is toggle navigation. So it's passed. Maybe you are saying you don't see in accessible descriptions. It is a rule with overwriting. The preferred option is accessible name. The second option is accessible description. So one of both is good, and even the name is even better. So it's definitely a pass. We are going to the last component of our accessibility review on the main page of Mr. Dreaming is Believing training. So we are going to Reflow. And what is really important in Reflow, that if you smaller the size, the website, you should be able to navigate without navigating in both ways. So only vertical on longer screens, for example, so on a portrait screens, and only horizontal. So in fact it's most of the time mostly vertical. So if you see it here, it's full screen. I only scrolling vertical. I don't need to having to a bar horizontal. But most important, the Reflow test, if you are smaller the size of the screen, are we having the same result, that we only should need to scroll vertical, and that we should be able to see the whole content. And this is good. So this is also an example of a practice of good accessible recent HTML5 coding. So that is working. No scroll bar here. You can see all the content only scrolling vertical. And it's really important that it's not only for the page itself, the big parts of the page as you see right now. This all it should be also for all the pages on your site, but there are some exceptions. Data table, photos, so pictures, maps, charts have the exceptions. So we are passed. And now is the time. We are going to completing the accessibility quick accesses. We click on complete. And we can we can choose to even go to continue with additional testing in the full assessment. Let's click on continue to assessment. Now we are moving this one to a fuller assessment. But we can on the really big, bold accessibility assessment. It's even really more directed to the web content accessibility guidelines. And if you start with doing all the quick assesses, you are seeing that already 14% is achieved of the assesses, the full assessment. But now we can click again on quick assesses, and we are seeing the summary of what is good and what is not good. So we have an error once in the automated checks, and we had some errors in the link purpose, we can export this. And we click on export, and we can choose to HTML or JSON. Okay. And if we open the file that we have exported, so the HTML export of the accessibility results, you are seeing the quick access report, the full report, and also the details where it is. So this is by the note that I made. And then we are seeing a full list of what's all going wrong. And to be honest, it's not too bad. For a full assessment, having 2 failed tests, it's not good. It's not good for accessibility. But what is really good is there's not a lot of work to fix it, to have it completely accessible. So while the first idea it is failing, the fact that we're only having 2 errors, we can fix this nearly pretty fast. And then we are having a full accessible website for everybody. At least the home page is tested in that page. Thank you all for watching to Mr. Dreaming is Believing Accessible Tech. In next videos we're going to discover more into accessibility and Microsoft Accessibility Insights for web, and maybe also more for Windows.